Hey folks, Landstryder here, and welcome back to episode 12 in my Regrowth series. This pack's available on the Feed the Beast launcher. So today I got a couple new textures. I was experimenting with getting the witchery flowers done. So there's the belladonna, the mandrake, the water artichoke, and the snowbells and wolf's bane. So I think that's a little bit better than the blocky 16 bits, but they're not exactly perfect, but I like them at least a lot better than 16-bit textures that I did have. So between episodes, one of the things that had opened up for me was this Nether Neferity, and that opened, I believe, because I actually went into the Nether and I was able to turn in a bunch of netherrack, some floral powder, and get a couple of these, and then make my nether seed. You can see it's growing over there. I'm working on getting it to 10, 10, 10 right now. Let's take a look at that real quick. Oh, that's redstone. Nether seed. So yeah, it was 2 buckets of lava and essence nether, floral red powder, and some weak essence got me the nether seed. So that takes care of all of the first tier of seeds. I didn't actually need this one in order to craft this, which is, remember I already made that, and now I need to work on all of these seeds today. So, and also, you remember when I went to the Nether, I got all that gold. I had a good amount of gold. I got some horse armor, I got a chest plate and a sword and a couple ingots. I still have 1 full block. I have like 9 ingots left, but I was also able to use a bunch of that gold in order to make myself a whole bunch of casts, and that allowed me to upgrade my mattock to a pure bronze mattock, all parts of bronze. Pickaxe, I think, yeah, I still have the wooden binding, but the handle and the head is now bronze, so that gives it more durability and better mining speed and a better ability to mine stuff better. And I went ahead and made all bronze lumber axe, excavator, and bronze hammer. I was unable to just upgrade individual parts from these at that point with the bronze, so I just threw away the old ones and made completely new ones. So now I have a full set of bronze tools that I need. I did not upgrade the cactus cleaver because bronze basically gave the same attack damage, but didn't have the bonus of the jagged bonus. So, I get a little bit extra damage out of that, and it really, it's not that big of a deal to have that extra durability because I don't use it that much. I mostly use my crossbow whenever I'm attacking, and I already have the best bolts that I can currently make until I get some aluminum. So we're going to work on that today. I want to try to get all these seeds, the second tier of seeds, all these. So I want to get some air seeds, some earth seeds, fire seeds. I already got the skeleton seeds. I got that from a previous quest. The experience seeds, obsidian, gold, and aluminum are highly important. I want to get those today. So I got a good portion of everything I need for that setup over here. All right. Before I get into making all those seeds, there's something else that's really important to work my way through as soon as possible, and that is to get through the way the world works. Oh, other new textures. I retextured all of the runes. Let's go ahead and look at those all at once. Runes. So you got the rune of water. These are basically just the Chinese symbol for the whatever. Water, fire, earth, air. And then we go into the seasons: spring, summer, fall, autumn, and winter. And there wasn't a Chinese symbol for mana, so I think that's something that was just made up, and I kind of tried to get it to look something like what the original one looked like, so that's what I come up with. And then these are Celtic style runes for the 7 deadly sins. We've got Rune of Lust, Gluttony, Greed, Sloth, Wrath, and Envy, and Pride. I'm going to be able to make all of those by the end of this episode. Or I want to be able to, is what I'm trying to say. In order to do that, I'm going to need to make some cake because, what is it, the winter one? I think the winter one, yes. See, the winter one requires cake. So for that, I'm going to need a cow. To make the cow, I'm going to need some leather. So there's a couple ways to get the leather. I could go fishing and I could smelt some fish and potentially get some leather that way. It's kind of tedious and very not fun to watch me do. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to craft something for Britannia here. Let's see here. First I need to make 2, remember, blaze rods I got from a quest. I also picked up more when I was over in the nether. I need to make 2 brewing stands. Then brewing stands are going to go like so, and I believe it's gold here and here, and I think I've got to throw this in. Yeah, I got to throw that and make a mana version of it, which I also just tinted the Sortex texture and made it, you know, basically comply with the rest of the pack, the texture pack. So that's going to give me an Alchemy Catalyst, which is also going to complete a quest in here. So equivalent exchange. Going to get a couple slime balls. Now, what you do with the Alchemy Catalyst is it has to go underneath a mana pool. I'm going to put it underneath my middle mana pool because that's the fullest one. And you see now when I look in that mana pool, you can see it has a different, has like a pulsating, glowing bottom thing pattern to it. So now I can take my rotten flesh that I have over here and I can toss that in there and it'll give me leather back. Excellent. So now I have a lot of leather because I've been saving up my rotten flesh, so now I can have as much leather as I need. So that is going to go right on there, and we're going to make us a cow. It's going to need an egg. It's going to need 2 wheat and 3 experience. You can right-click stuff on here, but I've noticed a lot of other people just like to throw things on there. That works as well. I prefer to right-click. It's a little more precise. That way I don't have to make sure that I'm aiming correctly. So I brought a compartment over here. This has helped me out a lot. I'm going to probably end up using these quite a bit for storing different things. So this allows me to store, I upgraded it too, so that gives me 2 extra tabs. So I can store 150 items in this thing. And I can categorize it and give those names and give them colors. I think I can even, I think there's a way, maybe not. I thought there was a way to give it a symbol too. Oh wait, maybe I'll do it here. Do it there, do it there. There we go. Look at that. You can give it a symbol. Okay, so down here I can go, since this is crafting stuff, looks like there's wolves nearby. Let me go sleep the night off. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I think now that it's daytime, the wolves will be quiet. I didn't see them, or I would have went and taken care of them. Also notice that over there, I expanded the forest here quite a bit. This is eventually going to be a witchery forest. I don't have enough. I didn't put down all the dirt yet. I did collect the dirt. I need to dig all that up, put dirt down. Right now it's just oak forest so that I can collect oak, and I'll probably do some birch next, so that I have lots of saplings when I go to do my witchery stuff. I was talking about the compartment here, and I was showing you that you can change the color of the tab thing around it. You can also change the icon. So what would be a good icon for this? Crafting stuff. Crafting stuff would probably be good, best represented by, why not, the essence seed. Essence seed, yeah, there we go. And then this one I have flowers. Probably just, yeah, that's fine. Hydrangea will represent that. More crafting stuff. I made a second tab because this one was starting to get really full. I figured I would probably end up having to store more things just for the purpose of crafting runes whenever I want runes. So that one will go there. And probably I will put my cake there when I can make cake. Devices and things. That's really not... Devices and drops. World drops. That's what these are. Probably... Actually, you know what would really good be to represent that? Would be my Horn of the Wild, or even better yet, my Wand of the Forest. So why don't I do Wand of the Forest for that? And elf stuff. I don't have no elf stuff yet, so that'll stay a piece of paper. And so we'll crafting stuff. Maybe slime balls. Slime balls? Yeah, sure. Why not? Anyway, moving along. What was I getting in here for? I was getting in here to get components for something. Oh, I think I just need to activate this, right? I was just showing you how I'm using the compartment to really help me out in storing all of my Britannia stuff that's not these things over here, these petals. So let's activate that. Notice I do have all 3 of these guys facing it now. It will do pretty well about you know, feeding it mana. This is quite a lot of mana to do these spawn things. So with 3, it won't take too long. I'll toss on my block of living rock, and there we go. Get my cow. So that I can then come back, and that's gonna be down here under the life of the world. There it is. Gives me the cow, and I'm gonna get another cow and some experience drops. Excellent. So I think I'm actually going to store those experience drops. Actually, I do have some there already, so there we go. Just add them to that. And now I've got 2 cow spawn things. And since this is all nice and fenced in now, with doors and everything, I can let them loose over here, and they're not going to get away. So they'll be in the forest over here somewhere. Hopefully they won't get in my way when I go to convert all that into dirt too much. And the reason I needed that was in order to make that cake for that other rune. So there we go. There, got my cows. So let's move forward on doing some other stuff here. So I got some other things ready to go. Let's see here. Back up and what the world is made out of. Because I want, like I said, I want to get all these seeds. I think I'm going to do like one of them on camera, and then I'm just going to go ahead and do the rest of them off camera. I will go ahead and quickly show the recipes for them, although if you're playing along and you're using NEI, you probably can do the same. But for those that aren't playing along, nope, not runes, seeds. For those that aren't playing along, we will go ahead and quickly look at the recipes for those. So I'm going to be getting some obsidian seeds. That's going to be a piece of obsidian, bunches of runes. Also going to need that's the gold seed, so that's also going to take some runes, some essence of copper. I don't know if I brought the essence of copper over, and some other stuff. The other one that I'm going to definitely get today, fire seeds. Yes, I think that actually is probably the one I will go ahead and make first. Copper seeds. I did copper seeds before. Tin, Adon, Certus. Okay, let's there we go. Aluminum is another one I'm definitely going to need today. So I need essence of tin, 1 aluminum, and some runes. And another seed I already showed you. I did that one. Blaze seeds, that's the final one, I believe. So that one actually takes 2 essence of blaze and some runes. Okay, so to make the... Which one did I say I was going to do first? Let's do the blaze one, I guess. Or maybe the aluminum one. Yeah, let's do the aluminum one, because that's kind of important. So I'm going to need a piece of tin, a bit of essence of aluminum, but before all that, I need to make some runes, which is why I was saying it's really important to get through all of the way the world works here and do all of these rune quests. So I'm going to need some runes of fire. Runes of fire. So I need nether wart, gunpowder, and nether bricks. Now let me see if I'm prepared and have all that in my crafting compartment. Nether bricks. Nether wart, and gunpowder. I do. Got all that. I tried to gather all of the resources that I would need in order to craft all of the different runes anytime I want and put them in that compartment. And then I need 3 bits of mana steel. Let that go. That shouldn't, whoops. Is it on there? It was actually on the top. Let that go real quick. I'm going to get me a rune of fire. I'm going to put 1 on there. I'm going to get that rune of earth. I need that one for this. And I need some essence. Wait, what am I doing? I'm doing aluminum. I'm going to do the aluminum first. So I'm going to have to go grab a essence of tin. I'll just grab it from the garden here real quick. Don't have to go quite as far that way. Put 1 of those on there. And what was the rest of it? Seed, aluminum. It's going to be... I got the 2 runes. I got the 2 essence. An essence seed and 4 regular essence stuff. So essence seed should be in here. Yeah. Bunch of essence seeds. And come right over here, grab 4 of these, and throw them on there. Alright, and that should mean no, not ready to go. Oh, I need Rune of Fire. I didn't put the Rune of Fire on there. Sometimes if you try to put something back on it before, like right after you finish something, it might not go on. So it's good to wait just a second between if you're trying to craft a bunch of stuff at once. Which is probably what happened. Why the rune didn't go on. I thought it did. I clicked it, but it rejected it. So there we go. The aluminum seed. So yeah, then the rest of these are basically going to be pretty much the same process. I mean, I'm just going to be making these runes, which you see me make a fire rune. I'm pretty sure you see me make earth rune, mana rune before too. So let me come over here, put this down, and get it ready to breed out and get that to 10 10 10 as fast as possible. Should be ready next episode. And let's see, the other thing I wanted to do, like I said, I'll do the rest of the seeds off camera here in a minute, but we want to get through all of these runes. I do want to show that. So a rune of water. It's rune of water. So that's going to be a vanilla fishing rod, sugarcane, and bone meal. So I have bone meal in my inventory. I usually carry bone meal. I'm not sure why, but it seems to be something I use a lot. So 2 sticks, wait no, 3 sticks, and 2 string. And what was the thing? Sugarcane. So I gotta make the fishing rod. These don't stack, so I don't keep them around until I actually need them. So, whoops, fishing rod on there, and sugar cane. 3 of those, and finally let's let that rip. Get my living rock. And shazam! My runes of water. So we'll go ahead and put those in my runes tab. I'm probably going to have to make more runes of earth real soon, but the other one that I need is a rune of air. I've already made the rune of mana. The rune of air will be the last one I believe I think I need for the quest. Let's double check that. Yes, rune of air, and then I'll be able to move on to the next one. So I know I'm going to need 3 more mana steel on there. And the rune of air requires a feather. Remember I got the chickens, and that's why I needed the chickens so bad. Rune of for those feathers. It's also going to take a carpet and a string. So there we go. All bunch of things. I'm not sure why carpet, but I guess carpet's light. Or maybe for the flying carpet thing. I'm not sure why it requires carpet. I'm going to go with the flying carpet theory. So, and then just another bit of living rock. Complete that. There we go. Runes of air. So that will complete these runes, and I can go ahead and claim one. It really doesn't matter. I'm going to take the living wood because I have a really easy time getting the living rock. Obviously, I have been getting lots and lots of living rock. If we look over there, you can see that the lighthouse is almost ready. Well, it's ready for the actual light. The next level is the actual light. So it's going to have a walkway around it, so it's going to expand out a little bit. And I'm going to use some special color bricks for that. And I actually have an idea. I think it's called Hellish something. Yeah, right there. I'm going to use these Hellish bricks because they have basically the same texture as the living rock bricks, and that except they're red. So they'll blend in with the rest of the building quite well. So I'll probably do that some between episodes, but that's going to be after I get those resource seeds, those ones back here, these guys, these air and earth and fire and water seeds. So got my aluminum seed. I can claim a little bit of aluminum essence. Let's see. I did want to show you those recipes before I go ahead and make them. So where were they at? Let's see, earth, air, fire, and water. There's emerald, there's air. So it's going to take some leaves, so I'm going to have to shear some leaves. Air, water, just a couple buckets of water and water rune. That's not too bad. Earth is 2 pasture seeds. You can see that. Remember, I had a bunch of those in there. And then fire seeds was the 2 buckets of lava. So I want to get those done relatively easy. And I'm going to have lots of seeds to breed up in my thing. I'm actually probably going to end up with more than 5 to go. But the nether seed will be done real soon. So I'll be able to move that one out. Back to the runes, because that's another more important stuff, because you're going to be using these runes, or I'm going to be using, not that, I'm going to be using these runes to make lots of different things further down, because they're used they replace particular things in recipes. So the next one is runes of spring, summer, autumn, and winter. The thing about the tier 2 runes is they all require at least 2 of the tier 1 runes. Let's see, yeah, there's spring is water and fire, summer is earth and air, autumn is fire and air, and winter is water and earth. So did any of them, so yeah, I guess all of them did get used in that process at some point. The other thing about the seasonal runes is they only give you 1 whenever you do this recipe. It only gives you 1 rune. When you do the initial recipes, they give you 3 runes. So I'm going to go through, make the rest of these runes, make the rest of these seeds, and then I'll be back and I'll do a little bit of technology stuff. So I'll be back in a moment. Okay, folks, that took me a few minutes, but I got it all done. If we look in here, we can see that I completed that. Actually, I should complete that one earlier. Went ahead and did all of the seasonal runes. Those, like I said, each one of those seasonal runes requires some items plus 2 of the tier 1 runes. Let's look at runes here. And then once you're able to make the tier 2 runes, the seasonal runes, then you can move into the 7 deadly sin runes. So lust, gluttony, greed, sloth, wrath, envy, and pride. These ones all require 1 of the tier 1 runes, 1 of the seasonal runes, tier 2s, and 2 mana diamonds. So I'm not going to be able to work on those today, but I will hopefully be able to get them sometime in the near future. And then what the world's made out of. Completed all these quests. I got all the seeds. So fire seeds. I'm just going to go ahead and claim essences throughout these. Water. Blaze. The experience seed. Claim the experience. And I wanted to point out something about how you get those experience bottles. Easiest way is if you got your, if you claimed Essence of the Skeleton earlier, 9 Essence of the Skeleton makes you 3 bottles of enchanting, and that's actually 1 extra than what you need for the recipe there. So, claim all the rest of these. Air seeds, get some air essence. Earth. Gold. And finally, obsidian. Alright, now that I got all that, I'm going to be able to craft all sorts of resources. I'm not going to have to worry about going and digging things up anymore for the most part. So like if I look at the usages of earth, I can make leaves, I can make clay, cobblestone, sand, dirt, limestone, marble, granite, the chisel stuff, dorite, gravel, andesite, abyssal stone. I didn't even know I could make that. Quarried stone, which is kind of like marble. I can make more cracked sand. I don't know why I would ever need to make more cracked sand. Red rock and tainted earth and heat sand if I wanted to. So, and then using like the fire essence, I can make other resources that I'll be needing, like the lava bucket. I'm not sure what that is. Charm of flame. Might have to figure out what that does. Those are the ones that you use. Okay, and heat sand. Okay, we know about that. Let's see, what can I make with water? Usages of water. Make water buckets. That's not real necessary. That's also part of making all of the leaves. The limestone, the clay. Packed ice, if I use with air. That's a different one. And, of course, the charm of the ocean. like I said, I'm gonna have to figure out what those charms do. What was the last one of the other two? Air. I think cordstone, marble. I think you could clouds. You make some clouds. You used to be able to make feathers with the air, but you can't do that anymore. He removed that since he wants you to get your feathers by getting the chickens. And what's one more here, right? Now I looked at. Did I look at fire? No. Yeah, I did. Look at fire. Lava buckets. That's going to be a very important one because that'll save me from having to go tote lava back for my smelter. And yeah, anyway. So yeah, I'll be able to make all the basic building blocks, and it won't help me with my living rock, but I do have something that's going to allow me to get more living rock faster later. And I'm going to need more because once I'm done with this, I mean, this isn't the only thing I'm going to build in this world. Once I'm done with my my lighthouse, I'm gonna probably work on some kind of mansion or castle type thing made out of that same building material. And then, yeah. Anyway, moving right along. I'm gonna put this essence away, and then I got a couple of these seeds started out here. And keep that kind of moving along a bit. The aluminum is almost ready for some generational breeding. I need to clear out my inventory of all these little essences. Pretty soon I'll be able to have more gold. And there's something else I wanted to craft over here in the Botania area before I moved away from here and moved into some tech stuff. So let me get some mana steel out. And let me get out of my crafting stuff. I'm going to take some glass panes. Actually, I think I just need one. Also notice that I switched that to cake, and I have a bunch of cakes. And the easy way I found to do that, obviously my cows are wandering around in here, but I can get a piece of wheat and kind of lead them over here. I have a super crafting frame with the cake recipe in it. So all I got to do is get the ingredients, go get 3 buckets of milk, come back, right click that, and then go get 3 more buckets of milk, etc. and make as many cakes as I need to. So I made up a bunch in advance because I'll probably be needing a few of those runes once I get some diamonds and I'm able to move on and make the sin runes. Okay, so what I really want, I don't usually make one of these. I don't usually make this if I'm playing on a multiplayer server, but since I'm playing by myself in this world, I actually think this would be quite useful. Ring of Magnetization. Then I'm going to add 4 more mana steel, and I'm going to get myself a Ring of Magnetization. So now, if I just take that and end up in my bauble slot. So now whenever I have things laying on the ground, so like if I start breaking that stuff, it's going to make sure that I pick it all up. It's going to pull it to me. So I won't accidentally leave things laying on the ground. It also is going to be helpful when I'm actually trying to clear out things, mine things, breaking blocks high up in the air, and I don't want them to fall down to the ground. Everything that I break will come immediately to my inventory now with that Ring of Magnetization. So you can see that if I throw something out, it should get pulled, pulled right back to me as soon as I get kind of near it. Okay, and that gave me another mana tablet, or another mana tablet from one of those quest turn-ins. The way the world works. Yeah, nothing else I can do there. What the world teaches. There is actually something I can do here real quick. For one, I can take a couple, let me grab a couple bits of stuff out of here. Take 3 pieces of sugarcane and 2 string, and I can make myself a mariculture fishing rod. Look at that fishing rod. That should give me that book right there, and that should complete a quest in here. No? Nope, I have to do something else someplace else before that one will open up. And then the other thing that I can do to complete one of those quests, this is going to be a long episode, guys, so I've got plenty of other things I want to do. Let's get it done. So if I take a regular book and I combine it with a materials in U, I think it doesn't matter what volume. Yeah, that's going to give me the 2 materials in U. What I'm going to do is I'm going to convert that, just put it back in the crafting grid, convert it to mighty smelting, And then it's going to change it to a Tinker's Weaponry, but this is what I want, the Diary of a Tinker, and that is how you get that book to complete. Come on, open. There we go. To complete this quest down here, Tales of a Tinker. So it's going to give me a few experience drops and another book to replace the one that I just... Actually, those go on the shelf over here. Somewhere there's a book, probably. Another book missing. Anyway, I will worry about witchery book and witchery lessons later. So what the world enables, we need to do some stuff in here. So let me explain a little bit about what I got going on with my smeltery. You might have noticed as I was passing it a couple times earlier that I now have a hopper here. So that allows me to load. It has to hopper into the controller. But when you do that, you can have it load metals or whatever for you. And I'll show you. Demonstrate that by going ahead and getting a bunch of iron ore. I've been saving this up just to demonstrate this. So I can toss iron in there. And it'll go ahead and start loading it up. And back here, yeah, look at that. A wooden engine, a wooden fluid pipe feeding into my casting basin so that once that turns into liquid metal, I can start pumping it out, walk away from it, and come back later, and it'll all be converted into blocks, except for maybe some that's left over in the basin. And you might notice right now that the wooden pipe is facing the wrong direction. That is on purpose because once I get done with a particular metal and I have a little bit left over, if there's any left over in the basin, I just flip the fluid pipe with my wrench and pull it back out of the basin, put it back into the smeltery. So we'll get that, flip that, get that ready. So as soon as some iron starts melting, I can go ahead and turn that on. Make sure iron's on the bottom. Still getting a little bit of blood in there from time to time. Mobs are spawning inside that smeltery, which, like I said, does not bother me. It keeps me. It actually is beneficial because then I don't have to worry about figuring out how to get them in there. Because I'm gonna need some blood later, and I've been just turning that into the coagulated blood. I really hope that I can melt this back down in the smeltery. I haven't tried yet, so I guess we'll find out about that later. So yeah, a little bit more automated on the material processing here, just a bit. Eventually, I'd like to get this so that it doesn't just go straight into a chest here, but actually pulls it out and puts it in these drawers for me automatically as it empties. So, and finally, other tech news. Okay, so yeah, back to the quests in here. I'm gonna want to do this really soon. Not that kind of coke. I want a coke oven. So to make a coke oven, you have to have normal sand. And you notice right here that I have a bunch of normal sand in this drawer. Bunches of it. You also need a ton of seared brick. And because this is pretty much automated over here, I've got bunches and bunches of seared brick made up that I made earlier. Just by feeding that cobblestone. Bunches of cobblestone in there. And then come over here, I can do seared brick like so, and then sand in the other slots like so, and that's going to give me, I'm just going to go ahead and give me a full stack of coke oven parts, because I'm eventually going to have many coke ovens, so it's no big deal. I'm actually not, that's actually much more than I needed to complete the quest. The next thing is I actually need to get some coke. Fortunately, I found that coal coke that you see in that barrel. I found that in witchery circles, in their treasure. So that's how I got that before I had the coke oven. So, but that is going to let me move on in this quest real quick. So, claim that. I'm going to get some more coal coke and a bunch of creosote bottles. Creosote bottles will be useful later on if I go to make some railcraft stuff, some railroad ties and things. I could possibly use it as fuel as well, so that could be a potential use for it. Okay, somewhere I have. Oh, actually, I moved them all out. I'll put it in there anyway. So yeah, so coke oven's going to go downstairs, and I get to show you. Okay, so how did I get all that sand without the painful process of doing a bunch of crafting with this stuff? So with cracked sand, you can convert it into, if we look at the usages of cracked sand, we can convert it into regular sand by washing it with a bucket of water. It's interesting. You can switch it into the Biomes of Plenty Attica with that too. Did not know that. So the way that I'd come up to do with doing that easily, to get a whole bunch of that sand real easy, I'm going to come down here and show you this little setup that I thought of right over here. So I've got water in an infinite water source pattern, a super crafting frame with the sand recipe in it, and if I stand right here and kind of click through the water, you can see that I bucket up the water and the sand just automatically keeps coming. And it's giving me that missing water bucket message because it takes a moment for the water to regenerate. So like every other click is I don't have a bucket of water. So, but I can just sit here and hold my right mouse button down and make stacks of sand out of that. So yeah, there's my little sand converting thing. There's probably an even nicer setup, and I might make it eventually, where it would use micro parts to hold the water in, and you know, you could stand a little bit closer to the frame and go ahead and pick up the sand all at once. But this was just kind of a quick concept that I put together to make a bunch of sand, because I knew I needed like 5 stacks of the sand, and I didn't want to do it all by hand. So there we go. That's my little pro tip of the day, I guess. So coke ovens are going to go over here in this corner. We're going to start with them right here anyway. I'm going to end up having a bunch of these. What I'm probably going to have total for coke ovens is I probably will have a total of 8 coke ovens. And you leave the center hollow, and eventually when you get all that done, there you go, multi-block structure, open it up. Throw your coal or wood in here. It'll turn wood into charcoal. It'll turn coal into coal coke. And the coal will give you more creosote if you're trying to get the creosote. And remember, I had a big barrel of coal up here ready to go, so I'll be able to go ahead and use that. Is that still pumping out iron? Sure is. This is nice. So now I don't even have to worry about it. I already got Mario up to 27 blocks of iron. This keeps melting it down. Okay, it's actually done melting it down, all that iron that I put in there. So and now I can take a stack of this down there, feed it into the coke oven. I actually have enough to make a second coke oven now, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. One of the things you've got to remember when you're putting a coke oven together, they have to be separate. So you have to, let's see, you have to have one space in between at least. Should I put that torch back right in between there? Keep mobs from spawning. So as long as you have one space in between them, you won't have any issues. It also gives you space to run some pipes and automate these as well, which is exactly what I'm eventually going to do. So there we go, all together. Now I can open it, throw in some coal, and those will start cooking that down into coal coke and giving me a better fuel that I can use in some things later. All right, over here, I may have noticed that I got the netherwork growing down here. And the thing about netherwork is you cannot have a view of the sky. It has to be grown in a cavernous type environment. Light level doesn't matter too much, but it cannot have a direct view of the sky. It has to be grown underground. I went ahead and decided to grow my mushrooms down here too, just for the heck of it. And I put this little setup right here, the little irrigation setup, together while I was initially growing the netherwort to 10-10-10, and I just left it because I figured sometimes I might want to get the netherwort to grow faster, because later on when I get into Thaumcraft, I'm going to want lots of netherwort for the magic aspect on it. The thing is it's kind of weird because this wooden water tank will collect water when it rains. There's only one block. I mean, I set this infinite water source right here so I could just bucket water in there when I wanted to, but when it rains, it actually collects water and it will turn on for a little while. But it only holds 8 buckets. And it's almost done. So what's going on right here is what I've got a carpenter's garage door with glass texture in it. So that's going to allow me to have access to outside right here. Real easy. Don't want to go out there without my snorkel on. There we go. So now I can walk right out here and I can work with my clams, and we're going to do that real quick here because there's something I want to set up and show you. And we're going to do a little bit of fishing, I think. Maybe, or at least demonstrate some fishing. But before I do that, I want to set up these clams. So I've got the 8 clams. I got the one that I originally went out and gathered, plus the 7 I got from the quest. And then there's something else I want to make. Let me clear my inventory out here real quick. Put a few things away, and then we will... Alright, I'll be back in a second when I'm ready to set this up. Alright, I got all the materials I think that I will need to do this. What I want to do is I want to set this up to automatically feed back into... It's going to come right here. So that's going to have to be cleared out. I'm going to put this chest right here. Break that. And then I got my goggles on. Yep, good. I can walk out here. And get a little bit of current going on right there. So I want that there. That like so. Come on out. I'm going to come out one more. Actually, is that... Actually, I want to come out one more. Just... There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I think that's 8 actually. Let me get some air here real quick. Walk back through my little door here. Let me see. I got to make sure I got 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the row. And those ones don't count because I'm going to put a clam on top of those. So to place a clam down, there has to be water above it. So we're going to do clam, clam, clam on each one of these hoppers. Like so. Very good. And get another breath of air. And we're almost ready. So I'm going to come up over to the other side here. This is a little difficult right here because you got to catch that little lip of the clam block. And get the ones down this end first. Whoa! Okay, I'm not going too deep. Get these ones down this end first. So I want these hoppers to all face into the clams. Oh! That, see, when you put one above it, you mess everything up. Oh, and I'm running out of air. Oh, get in there. Okay. So those clams probably, yeah, there we go. They ended up back in the thing there. So I just come back out. Should just be able to put them right back down. Get around back to the other side again. So there we go. Okay. Don't want to click the top. There we go. All of those are now. All those hoppers are set to feed into those clams. So next thing, and this is another good reason that I have this, so I can get some more of this sand, because cracked sand, clams don't like cracked sand, but they will accept the regular washed sand. But they also will accept the red sand. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some red sand. Grab the rest of the clean sand that I had. I'm going to come back down. We're going to load some hoppers. And what's going to happen is the hoppers will go ahead and feed the sand into the clams. And as soon as it turns into a pearl, the hopper that it is sitting on will go ahead and pull out. So I'm just going to put half of a stack of sand in each one of these. And what will happen is as they turn into pearls, the hoppers will pull them out, feed them down, and eventually come into this here chest inside here. I can actually go ahead and put my torch right back there. Okay, and then half stack there, rest of that there, half a stack there, and then we'll just do that, give that the rest of them. There we go. So my clams are set up for complete automation. I can let these go, and they're going to start making pearls for me. And I don't got to worry about them. I wanted to wait. And this is why I waited to set these up. Because I wanted to be able to make a bunch of hoppers or find a good way to automate these. This is the best way I've found to automate them is with the hoppers. Especially unless you're waiting to do it. You can do it with buildcraft pipes, but I don't know. I think the hoppers is just easier, and you can get it a little bit sooner. And a little less of a pain or to figure out. Okay, so looks like I had a little bit of iron left over. The sad part about this whole setup right here is whenever you flip that pipe around and stuff, you do end up losing a minuscule amount of iron from the whole process of pulling it back out and putting it in. I'm not sure. Like, what did I lose? Like a couple nuggets of iron. So I should have had three ingots left over, and I lost like a few nuggets. 2 nuggets actually, it seems like. Also, I lost a little bit of the blood that I had in there. Yeah, see, I had 30-some things of blood, and it got rid of that. So I'm not sure where it goes, but it does prevent. I know there's some loop issues with some other mods that move fluids around. You can actually dupe fluids, but you definitely aren't going to do that with the buildcraft pipes. You're going to lose fluids, a little bit of it. But for the automation, I don't mind. So there we go. Let's get back in here real quick, because I think, yeah, nothing else to do here. I can make this thing. I don't know if I can make that yet. Blacksmith anvil and hammer. I don't know if I have enough burnt bricks for that. I think it's something like that, but blacksmith, yeah, definitely do not have the materials to make that yet. Oh, nether bricks. Actually, I do have that. I can make the hammer. Anyway, woo, fireworks. Wee. I'll have to get the materials together, make the blacksmith anvil between episodes. I'll go ahead and do that. Already made the wrench and stuff. I could easily do this, get a carpenter together. I might actually be able to do something with that carpenter fairly soon. Oh, you know what I actually want to do? We'll save the carpenter and stuff for next episode, maybe. And I want to come down here and look at the coding of the world, the encoding of the world. So one of the things I need to do is make a sifter. So remember, I made a fishing rod, but I need a sifter, which is this fishing net, some stick, and some strings. So let's see if we can make that. No, not gonna. Oh, I have to pull this stuff into my inventory before it'll shift click. Let's try that again. There we go. I need one of those, and then oh, no, you need some blocks. Let's try that again. There we go. I need one of those. Interesting thing about these fishing nets. I'll show you this real quick too while we go when I go outside right here. I did set this chest up right here for the purpose of holding my fishing stuff. So it takes 2 of those sifters, put them down beside each other. They form this multi-block. The interesting thing about these fishing nets is you place them on top of water, and they will occasionally, very, very randomly, rarely and randomly, they will catch fish. And it'll just kind of, it'll pull it up out of the water, it'll flop around. If you have something to suck it up like a buildcraft pipe, I think there's a buildcraft pipe that'll pull in items. I'm not sure what else in this pack. Like if I had a vacuum chest or a vacuum hopper, which neither of those mods are in this pack, you could use that as well. So I can't do that. But you can, yeah, you can just put a bunch of fishing nets on top of the surface of the water, and they will occasionally automatically fish for you. It's very, very, it's pretty rare that they actually pull fish up, and you have to have some way to collect it. But that should open up another quest for me. Yeah, so Sifty Business, claim that. I'm going to get a bunch of grasshoppers, and then what is the other thing to do? Okay, so make the fishing rod. I already did that, which is make the reed rod. Nice thing about this version of the let me just put my my snorkel on just in case I end up going in the water. But nice thing about this version, or the configs in this version, is it is set to catch a fish very rapidly. So you don't have to leave your pull in there for long at all, and you'll pull in fish. And there we go. I got a cod. I think I need a live fish, and that should have completed this. Yes, there we go. And I'm gonna get a better fishing rod and something, fluid tank of probably. We put these fish in here. Put this fish away. Are those all alive? They are. Well, the one neon's dead. Dead neon and 2 live fish. But I should be able to claim this now. That's going to give me a better fishing rod. So that's not really... I don't want to use that anymore. I want to use this better fishing rod. I think... I don't know what it exactly changes. You might have it does give you the ability to use different bait, I think. Yeah, see, this says ant bait, bread, or grasshopper. And this says grasshopper, maggot, or bait worm. And that's going to change something about what the types of fish that you can catch and how fast. But you don't really have to worry too much. Like I said, you don't have to worry too much about how fast, because in this pack it has been sped up to be 50 times faster than normal for catching a fish. So that's very nice. And I think that's going to be about as far as we get in this episode today. So got a good ways through the way or what the world is made out of. Got like almost all that done. There's some more quests in there that apparently are hidden. We've got a good portion of the way through the way the world works. I can't go into that next thing until the last tier of runes until I get some diamonds, and that's going to be soon, because now if we look at what the world is built from, that has opened up, and I need to make the strong infusion stone. So we'll do that at the beginning of the next episode. I should have plenty of extra essences from the other seeds by that time, because I want to breed those all out to 10, 10, 10, get them arranged in the garden before I come back and finish off the top, well, almost finish off the top of the lighthouse. I'm really happy with the way this looks so far. I think it's going to look good when it's done. Unfortunately, I don't have redstone for a little while to make the actual flashy light part at the top, but we will get there. We will definitely get there. The other thing is probably between episodes, since I now have aluminum seeds, I'll be able to make some aluminum alumite. Yes, that's pink metal. And that's gonna go ahead and I'm gonna upgrade my pickaxe, so I'll be able to break some higher tier metals over in the nether. Something else that I found that was really cool is if we look at what the world embraces, no, what the world enables. If we look at the quest here, this actually tells you where all the ores went. Apparently the zombie pigmen come over to the overworld and stole all the ores and took them back to the nether. So I thought that was a cool bit of storyline. I thought I'd mention it. But yeah, as I get that upgraded, or as I be able to make alumite, which is just aluminum, iron, and obsidian, which I can make all those materials now, I'll be able to upgrade my pick. I should probably be able to upgrade my cactus cleaver at that point for more damage, more base damage, at least the blade part, and make some better bolts. So I'll take care of all that off camera between episodes as well. And I should be able to turn this in now. No, not quite. Oh, I need to make some more books for mariculture. So maybe I'll get those books together between the episodes as well. And let me double check down here at the bottom, make sure there's nothing else that I have done or can turn in. Life encoding of the world. We just did that. And now it's asking me to make a fish feeder. And I need to do something with bees. And then a witchery stuff has opened up a little bit too, so I will probably get into that a little bit next episode. And then how the world feels. It's asking me to make a wand, so I might do that as, again, all that next episode. Be sure to tune in. So yeah, episode 13, that would be a perfect episode for witchery, because everybody knows that 13 is associated with witchcraft, right? No, it's not really, but it's actually 13 is a lucky number. But I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed making it. Be sure and leave a like, comment, a thumbs up all that fun stuff. We'll go look at the new flowers as I give my outro. And until next time, I will catch you later.